Welcome back to BBC, that is Best Biology classes. My name is Dr. Aruna Diwan. In the last video, we talked about cell cycle and its checkpoints, and today we are going to talk about cell cycle regulators and its regulation. Now, about regulation, the first question that arises in mind is, why do a cell cycle need to be regulated? For that, we will take few simple examples. Have you ever seen anybody's fingers keeps on growing throughout the life? Or anybody's nose keeps on growing throughout the life? No. Why? Because cell cycle is a very regulated process. And secondly, if a cell keeps on dividing uncontrollably, then there will be accumulation of cell in particular part of the body, termed as tumor. Now, if the cell of this tumor starts spreading from one part of the body to another, then it would be termed as a cancer. Now, you all know about cancer. The second question that arises in mind is how to regulate this cell cycle. Actually, there are two types of signalings going on in the cell cycle, positive signaling and negative signaling. The positive signaling says the cells to grow, to divide, and the negative signaling says the cells to get arrested at that point. All these things are being regulated by regulators. So there are few positive regulators such as cyclins, CDKs, MPF, and few negative regulators such as RB protein, APCC, and P53 protein. First of all, we will start with cyclin and CDKs. We will talk about this cyclin and CDKs together because they always work in the partnership. Because cyclins do not have any of their enzymatic activity, so they need somebody to work. And CDKs, as the name suggests, is a cyclin dependent kinase, means these are kinase enzymes that are dependent on cyclins. To understand cyclins, let us understand it in a very simple way. There are actually few types of cyclins. Suppose this is G1 phase, this is S phase, this is G2 phase, and this is M phase. There are mainly four types of cyclins. Cyclins, normally what cyclins do, they increase their level when required. And when their role finishes, they decrease their level very quickly. We will talk about the synthesis and degradation of cyclins in this video later. Now let us suppose this is a G1 phase, S phase, G2 phase, and M phase. G1 cyclins do not behave like other cyclins. G1 cyclins increase their level very gradually and they are present throughout the cell cycle because they depend on cell growth and external regulatory signals, cell signals. G1 cyclins are of D types, D1, D2, D3 and so on. Now let us move to G1S cyclins. G1S cyclins start increasing their level by the late G1. They are at their peak during G1S transition and they decrease their level in the early S phase. G1S cyclins are of E types. G1S cyclin and CDK complex, CDK4 and G1S cyclins plus CDK6, they work together to initiate the initial processes of DNA replication, right? Now let us move to next, that is S cyclins. S cyclins are of A types and S cyclins are not only present in S phase, they are also present in G2 and early M phase. Now as S cyclins are present in S phase, so obviously they are helping out in DNA replication. Secondly, as they are also present in initial M stages, right? So what will they do? They will help out in very important process of detachment and attachment of microtubules to the chromosomes. They keep on attaching and detaching of the microtubules to the chromosomes unless all the chromosomes are aligned properly in equatorial plane, as well as they all are attached with microtubules from both the sides, so that there is no error in chromosome segregation. After the proper chromosome segregation, after the proper attachment of microtubules, these A cyclins gets degraded. Now in the cells where acyclins gets stabilized quite early in the stages, then there can be errors of missegregation of chromosome, which is a very big problem for the cell cycle. Okay, now let us move to M cyclins. The M cyclins start increasing their level as the cell reaches M phase, and then they are at peak in the metaphase, and they get degraded after they satisfy SAC, that is spindle assembly checkpoint. We have talked about this spindle assembly checkpoint in my last video of the checkpoints. When M cyclins and CDK1 they form a partnership with each other, what do they do? They phosphorylate the proteins of nuclear membrane, that is laminin proteins, and helps in nuclear membrane disintegration. That is very important point for mitotic division. Secondly, they phosphorylate the histone proteins to help out in chromosome condensation. Okay, now let us see about how cyclins are synthesized in G1 phase. For this, we will make a big cell. Let us suppose this is a cell. In this cell, this is a maternal DNA. This is a paternal DNA. For the sake of simplicity, I am not making a helical structure of DNAs. Whatever will happen in maternal DNA will also happen in paternal DNA. But for the sake of simplicity, we will just consider maternal DNA. Right? Now, during the time of cell growth, cell will synthesize or express a set of gene. The product of this set of gene will move out of the cell, and this product is a growth factor. Secondly, cell will also express another set of gene. The product of this set of gene is a receptor, and it will sit on the cell. Now this growth factor will act on this receptor. Now the cell will also synthesize or express one more set of gene. The product of this set of gene will act together or will react with this complex and will send a signal to nucleus via signal transducing protein. After that, a responder gene will be activated. Responder gene will be activated, and this responder gene will produce a transcription factor. What is a transcription factor? Transcription factor are the factors which help DNA in its transcription, that is converting DNA into RNA during its synthesis. Now these transcription factors will sit on a very important genes which we are going to talk about, cyclin genes. They will sit on the cyclin genes and they will help to produce a proteins known as cyclins. What are these? These are cyclins. Simultaneously, few set of genes will also produce CDKs. Now, cyclins and CDKs, they both will work together and they will phosphorylate RB protein. Now, what is this RB protein? Why they are phosphorylating RB protein? RB protein is a retinoblastoma protein. This is actually a negative type of regulator. This is especially for regulating or for the regulation of excess growth of the cell. Also, they regulate the DNA replication. So, when these cyclins, they will act on or they will phosphorylate the RB protein. This is RB protein. When they will phosphorylate the RB protein, the functionality of RB protein will be destructed. So now this cell can help out in DNA replication, or it can induce the initial processes of DNA replication. As I told you earlier in G1 cyclins, that they are helping out in inducing the initial processes of DNA replication. Right? Now let us move to what is happening inside the cell in mitotic phase. In mitotic phase, let us suppose this is a CDK and this is a cyclin, right? When cyclin and CDK, they try to partner together to make each other active, what will happen? This CDK will get phosphorylated by two kinases. CDK itself is a kinase, but still it will be phosphorylated by two kinases. What kind of kinases? One is V1 kinase and second is CAC. CAC means cyclin dependent activatory kinase, and this is inhibitory kinase. Now the same CDK are having two types of kinases, inhibitory kinase and activatory kinase. Now to make this partner or this complex active, we need to remove this inhibitory kinase, right? Now what will happen? Now when checkpoints will give a green signal to the cell that yes, everything is all right, you can move ahead to the next phase, then CDC25 will come. What is this CDC25? This is a phosphatase. Phosphatase means that type of enzyme which will dephosphorylate the target. Now CDC25 will come and it will dephosphorylate V1. Now the CDK is only having activatory kinase. So this complex will be activated. Now what is this activated complex going to do? This is now actually known as MPF. MPF means maturation promoting factor. Now this maturation promoting factor will act on it will phosphorylate the nuclear membrane proteins laminin, and they help in nuclear membrane disintegration. As well as these factors will phosphorylate the histone proteins and they will help out in chromosome condensation. Also, they will help out in spindle formation. Okay. Now let us see what happens when this MPF finishes its functions. Who is going to inhibit the function of MPF? For that, there are few types of inhibitory regulators known as APC-C, anaphase promoting complex cyclosome. Okay, anaphase promoting complex cyclosome, they will inhibit the functionality of MPF. When they will inhibit the functionality of MPF, then what will happen? This actually, in the case of cyclins are adding phosphate groups to the target, but in case of this, they are adding ubiquitin group to the target. When they add ubiquitin group on the cyclins, these cyclins will be sent to proteasome. Proteasomes are the protein complexes that degrade the unwanted proteins. So this will be sent to the cyclin, will be sent to the proteasome, and those cyclins will be degraded. Right? Now, practically in this phase, what is happening for initiation of anaphase, these APC-C will add ubiquitin group to the securin protein. Securin protein will be degraded, separase enzyme will be released, and this separase enzyme, then it acts on a cohesin protein. Where is this cohesin protein? This cohesin protein is present in between the two sister chromatids at the point of centromere. When this cohesin protein will be degraded, then these two sister chromatids will get separated and hence anaphase is done. Let us now move towards the next negative regulator, that is P53. P53 is known as a guardian of genome because it is very important negative regulator to regulate the cell cycle. How does P53 works? P53 actually functions in three different ways. Either it will go for cell cycle arrest, or it will go for DNA repair, or it will go for apoptosis of cell. What is apoptosis? Apoptosis means programmed cell death. Right? Now, how does it work? If there is a DNA damage, this DNA damage is sensed by few sensory proteins, CHK or ATM. This CHK is checkpoint kinase. Then what this checkpoint kinase or CHK will do, it will act on P53, which is, let us suppose this is P53. This P53 is connected with MDM2. This is P53 and this is MDM2. What this P53 and MDM2 are doing together, P53 is actually inactivated due to the presence of MDM2. Now, when P53 is required, that time checkpoint kinase will come and phosphorylate both these, P53 and MDM2. When they both are phosphorylated, P53 will become active and MDM2 will become inactive after phosphorylation. Right? Now, when P53 will become active, what it is going to do, it will sit on VAF1 gene. It is a regulatory protein and it is going to sit on VAF1 gene. VAF1. This VAF1 gene will produce a product known as P21. This P21 protein, in the case of G1 phase, this P121 protein is going to sit on the G1 cyclins and they will inactivate the action of or role of G1 cyclins. So it will move towards cell cycle arrest. Now this P53, in case of DNA repair, P53 will produce few proteins. Those proteins will help in DNA repair. Now if in case of any virus or bacteria, DNA could not be repaired or there is no other chance for the cell to remain alive, then the cell will go for apoptosis. For that, this P53 will produce a caspase 3 type of proteins. These caspase 3 type of proteins, what they will do, caspase 3. These caspase 3 types of proteins, they will produce proteases and nucleases. Proteases are the enzymes which will degrade the proteins and nucleases are the enzymes which will degrade the DNA and RNA of that particular cell. Now, if in a cell there is no protein, if in a cell there are no DNA or RNA, obviously cell is in a dead condition. So this dead cell is being eaten away by phagocytic cells. Hence, the cell is gone away fully from the part of the body. I hope you might have understood about the cell cycle regulator and regulations. If you like the way I teach, please hit the subscribe button and also do not forget to press the bell icon